Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next one is Paul O'Connor.
Right, my name's Paul O'Connor. Those of you who may not know me, I've been a resident of the Kennedy's Bush Road Association, or Kennedy's Bush Road, for some 16 years. And I've been very active in the Greater Horsville and Christchurch area. I've been the MC of the Dawn service in the Christchurch City for the 16 years. I'm one of the coordinators for the Horsville Anzac Day, and I'm also an active member of the Horsville Lions Club and Lions Clubs International. And I'm currently the District Governor for the Upper South Island and West Coast. I have at times made submissions to the Community Board, and in recent years I spent a monthly meeting with the Council over the cenotaph relocation, only to be hijacked by those not considering the implications on the District Anzac Day Dawn services. But so much for that. This boundary change on Kennedy's Bush Road affects many of my friends and neighbours who will be disenfranchised from the community to whom they connect and identify with. Kennedy's Bush Road community travels down the hill, around the quarry, down into the heart of Horsville at the junction. We as a community are an integral part of the fabric of Horsville. We have no connection with Cashmere community and are separated by a building line restriction and another separate suburb, Westmoreland. We are not part of Cashmere in any way or form. I propose that the eastern boundary of the Horsville ward be moved to the building line restriction behind the current houses on the upper eastern side of Kennedy's Bush Road. There appears to be no logical reason other than council staff or consultant employed to run a pencil down the middle of the road without taking into consideration the adverse effects on the community they are splitting. The community needs to have common representation for community concerns. It would appear that there was little understanding on the part of the drafters of the layout of the local area of Kennedy's Bush Road. This community has no other road connection to it other than through the heart of Horsville. A gross omission on the part of this presentation of a hurried and ill-advised plan. There has been in this community little or no information of this plan. The residents received nothing in their letterbox. For democracy, all a community has to receive information. No such written information was circulated on this change. Excuses are received by council staff of the cost, and they claimed that it was on the website and Facebook and community papers as limited engagement with the community. Most people these days don't read papers, and local papers are only sporadically delivered in our area. A simple notification to all residents via the letterbox would have forewarned them of another change rather than by stealth. And we surveyed a lot of people up there. We had a man go around and no one knew of this change. This change will have an adverse effect on our community. It skews representation, and no consideration has been taken into account for the community well-being or social connection to a different, distant social, cultural and geographic location totally disconnected from our community. Due to these adverse effects and this divisive nature of this proposed plan, it cannot proceed in its current form. Thank you. I did also add a bit more on my paper about looking at the bigger picture, about all councillors being elected by the whole city, but that might be too much for you.
Thank you. I don't know if you picked up what I said before, but council staff have come up with a relatively easy proposal for us to consider, which would do exactly what you've asked, which is to put the separated bit back into the Hallswell ward.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, that takes you down to 9 seconds. So thank you very much for your submission today. But it is incredibly helpful that you did make the submission. So I did want to thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Loughton.